Hi everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seed of My Plants, and today is Tuesday, and you know what, I didn't look at the date. I think it's like April 24th or 25th, but it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and the last couple nights, 3 nights, it's been down in the 30s, and we have 2 more nights of in the 30s, so I have brought all of my peppers in the house, and whatever tomatoes I couldn't fit into the my 6x8 greenhouse, I moved in the house what I could, and then the rest had to go under here. So I have the freeze cloth on here, and they're in the portable greenhouse, and then I put this blanket over the top. So right now it's about, I think it said 48 degrees. So I need to get these guys some sun, check to see if they need water. So I'm going to uncover everything and praying that everything's going to be okay. And typically, you don't want your tomatoes out in, I would say, even 45-degree weather. But these are young; they don't have any flowers on them. So I don't think the temperature is going down into the 40s right now. But with all this protective, I mean, I don't want them to freeze. If they went down to 32, it would kill them. And I don't even like putting them in here when the temperature is definitely below 40. But sometimes you don't have a choice. So I'm going to go ahead and uncover this and see how they look. And hopefully everything's okay. Okay, it looks like everything did good. I do have a thermometer, which I am a thermostat that I'm going to put inside of these for tonight, because I'm going to have to repeat and do this again. And it doesn't look like anything needs watering, but I did put my herbs in there, the snapdragons. The only thing I left out were onions, and they were fine. So that makes me happy. And then the rest of them are in the regular greenhouse, so I have to check on those, which I know they're going to be fine. I had the heater on last night. And then I put my cone flowers underneath the frost blanket. But if you want to protect them, this alone, I don't know if it would have protected them as much, but putting the freeze cloth over top and then the blanket on top of that just kept it a little bit warmer. So, and I'm not even going to try to experiment with that. So, but yeah, everything looks good. So, there are peppers that I have in the house that I'm going to bring out, because not all of them could fit under my grow light. So whatever couldn't fit under there, they're coming out so they can get some sunshine. Right now, I think it's like 48 degrees, and it's going to go up to the low 50s. Actually, I have the thermostat from the greenhouse out here, and it's saying it's 54. Dropping 53. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and bring those out, but I wanted to show you, last night it was the coldest. It got down to like 32, and they're doing great. So, I'm going to bring out all the peppers, but another thing that's been on my mind, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I dream about planting and what I have to get done. So, I want to show you some of the flowers. I went up to the Petite, it's a greenhouse in our area, went up there and bought some seed. Bee balm was high on the list. I already had one packet, but I wanted to get a couple more because I'm enlarging my flower bed areas all around my backyard. And bee balm, if you like hummingbirds, will attract hummingbirds, the bees, of course. And I did, you know, over the last probably month, I've been buying different bulbs. So I want to show you different things that I'll be putting in my flower beds. So anyhow, let me go ahead and show you those. Okay, so here are the gladiolus that I'll be planting, and I got this from our Costco's, and there's 50 of them in here. And it's a darker purple, light purple, and a white. It does tell you what type they are on the back. And I am going to plant these along my fence with the new extended flower bed. And with my fence, it has a fence post, so I figure that's where I'm going to plant, you know, a few around there and just keep repeating down the fence. This way I have, I can support it by tying a string or wire, because these will get up to 4 feet tall. So that's my plan with that. And then I also did get, and I love the purples and the pinks and the whites. These are the dahlias. So, you know, you have to pay attention to how high they get. The height on this is about 43 inches. The gladiolus is about 48, so the gladiolus are going to go towards the back. And then I went ahead and I bought, this is Nepeta. And this one gets about 16 inches in height and attracts butterflies. And Abby's after that groundhog again. And then here I did buy some, here's 2 of the dinner plate dahlias that I'll be putting in there. And then this one has another color of the dinner plate dahlia. The height on this is 48 to 52 inches. And then I also bought, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. The height on these are 24 to 48 inches. So these are all going to go in my new extended flower bed. And then in there I also have calendula I'll be planting in there. Plus on the corner bed that I finished last week, different sunflowers. Here's that bee balm. And I'll be direct sowing these outside, just in different areas all over the yard. Abby. Oh, I did buy a bean pole, purple bean pole. And the different sunflowers. And lemon balm. Now, I do have lemon balm already in my perennial right along the house. So I'll just be adding to it. I did buy some more radishes. And of course the calendula. Dill. I'm going to put some of these in my flower beds and in the different raised beds. And here is a sunflower dwarf. It's called Incredible, which I guess they are incredible. So these are going to go in different areas. These are great for containers too. Okay, and some other things that I am going to direct sow is the hyssop. Oops. And these grow to be, let's see if it tells me on here. Well, there's another one, butterflies and hummingbirds love. I'm not seeing how tall it grows. But it does look like a taller flower, so. And then the cosmos, I'll be direct sowing those. And I like planting for the birds, the butterflies. And along the edges, I'm doing baby's breath. Here's a pink one. And I think I'm just going to mix all these seeds together. Here is alyssum. And I'll mix these, and I'm going to do it along the edges of my above ground raised beds, just so it can overflow. And I'll be doing that on the front, where when I'm on my patio, I could see that, and then putting sunflowers behind it. Here's some columbine, forget-me-not. I love these, so I'll be putting in different areas all through my garden. And here's a straw flower. I've never grown these before, but I'm excited about that. And also the zinnias. I have so many different varieties of zinnia. And those all I'm going to direct sow. And so I'm really excited about that. And if you guys haven't grown a zinnia is so easy to grow. You know, it does require sun. So you want to make sure you put it in a sunny area. The only thing you really have to watch out for is powdery mildew. And that's if you're watering the leaves. So you want to try and just water from the bottom. But you could fill beds with zinnia. They grow so easily. But I'm waiting until after, probably right around the first week of May. Our last frost date, or April 27th. And you know, we still have to watch out. We could still have frost. And if they emerge, the zinnias, and probably any of these flowers. So I'll be waiting to plant a lot of these. But direct sowing. So you can direct sow all of those. And the zinnias, they blossom all through the summer. And you know, I'm always pruning them, picking flowers. They're great for cut flowers to put in vases. So you definitely have to do that to keep them going. It like keeps branching out every time you prune them. So they're just gorgeous. But things are starting to pop up and come to life. So I wanted to share that about what was going on with our temperatures again, Northeast Ohio. So, I mean, there's a Facebook group that I have too called Flying by the Seat of My Plants. And we're all just putting our plants in, trying to protect them from the freeze, because it went down to 32. See inside of there. without the Robin getting too mad at me. Okay, and the onions this week I'm going to be adding bone meal into the soil. You do want to keep adding nitrogen, and you want to fertilize it about every 2 to 3 weeks, so that's on my list this week. And I have different things going on this evening, and then tomorrow. So I know I probably won't get to fertilizing until probably Thursday. But everything is looking really good. The bunching onions. I do have to add a little more soil to that bed. And, but this will be really cool. I'm gonna, put a bunch of different flower seed throughout my different beds. I'll be putting a calendula throughout here. And something else I want to show you, because I do have issues with the groundhog, and so let me show you what I got for that. It's called a solar mole repeller stake. I've never tried this before, so I am going to be putting it in the different beds that are not fenced in. Maybe one on the corner of the in-ground, maybe in the center. But I'll let you know how that works, because I definitely have groundhogs, so hopefully it works. Okay, and here's all the tomatoes that are inside the greenhouse. And they are all doing well. I did have the heater on in here last night. So actually the portable ones did really good. Now I am finding some little ones that aren't making it, and so I'm just removing those plants that didn't make it, but I'm reusing that soil. So I have eggplant I have to up pot yet, but I'm going to go through this and start consolidating. There's a few that don't look very good. Which ones are these? Cherokee purple. I don't know why, but they don't look good. Some of them. But just about everything else is doing really good. So, probably total, I might have lost maybe, I don't know, under 50 tomatoes since I up-potted them. So, I mean, that's going to happen, especially when you plant so many. But there's a beefsteak one has come out. A few of the Cherokee purples. I'm going to switch them out to see if they just need more light. I'm not taking a lot of these out because I have to, tonight it's going to be another cold night. So I got to bring them all back in. But these are all looking good. And here is the carrot bed. And there are quite a few carrots coming up. And, hey, Abby, don't. I might have to reseed some of that, but there's quite a few coming up. And here I have, I didn't mark any of these. I have some kale and, oh, cauliflower. I don't know how those are going to do. And I also put my celery in here. I'm not really sure how this is going to go. It was a pink celery. I feel like I waited too long to transplant them, but I'm not sure. It's my first year, so some actually went down a little on the side, but we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, the garlic. That's all doing good. And there is some Italian parsley, which came up from last year. And I believe more bunching onions. I'm not positive. I planted some chives, and of course, I didn't mark them. So I'm not sure if those are chives or not, but we'll find out. And here are some leeks. And I left them in there. They overwintered, so we'll see how they do. And the lettuce, that's all doing well. And I'm waiting for them to form a little bit of a head. Because I like the head, I like the crunch. And radish is back over there. And some spinach coming up. And the beautiful tulips. That one's kind of laying down. Okay, so this is inside my home. Under the grow lights, I have the Genovese basil. Here is some eggplant that has to be up-potted. And more Genovese. And some kale, rainbow Swiss chard. And I started some beets. And then some peppers down here. And this is on my dining room table right now. Yep. I do have some grow lights that I put on my dining room light. And so far they look okay. They do. So we have 2 more nights. And here is in my living room. I brought in the one table. And now this window faces north, but they still are getting some light. Some of them are leaning towards the light, but they're so young, it's okay. That one is the Craig's Grande. I started that in January, so hopefully I'll be getting some peppers early off of that one. And here's some more peppers. Okay, so I just checked. It is April 25th. And the temperature right now outside is 50 degrees. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to start bringing those plants out so they get some sun, water what I need to. And so that's about it. So just want to say thank you for coming back. Thank you to all that have subscribed. And if you're new to the channel, just subscribe if you want, if you like the content. I do have blueberry plants I will be planting in all my flower beds, so I'll bring you along when I do that. And then just watching everything throughout the season just come to life. That's going to be the most exciting. And that's why we do what we do. That's why I do what I do, because I just love it. It's just so beautiful. And then, of course, harvesting all the food. That's another huge thing. So, you know, if you grow a lot of tomatoes, there's different varieties for canning, just baking with tomatoes. And I just started canning probably 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Before that, I used to just make sauce and then just freeze it, so you could do that too. But making more room in the freezer, I started learning how to can. And just prepping meals that I could throw in the freezer, pull it out when I want, for lunch or dinner, something quick, and then just heat it up. And so I just love gardening. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. All right, bye.